Welcome or welcome back, beautiful souls, to the channel. I'm Shika, your conscious mentor, and today I'm going to be going over the energy update for this Capricorn full moon on July 13th to July 14th, 2022, and what you need to know. I am actually in Peru at Arequipa. I'm so excited to be here. I hope you guys can hear me because it's pretty loud where I am. I just checked into my hotel and I thought I would do an energy update because I'm just about to do a 2-day trek and I feel really called to do one here, so I'm so excited. Before we get into the video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, put notification bells so you don't miss a video. I do these new moon, full moon energy updates, and I'm also going to be posting the meditation and energy healing as well, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that. A couple other things I want to share with you guys is I do have my one-on-one mentoring. You can apply down below or message me on Instagram, as well as my retreats for 2022 are fully announced. So if you do not know yet, I'll be hosting medicine retreats, healing retreats to help you tap into your shadow work, and each retreat has a different intention. So I'm gonna have all that information down below if you're interested in coming to the retreat, having some great intentional time to work on your inner work, and then you can message me to sign up. Let's get into this Capricorn full moon and what you need to know. So Capricorn is interesting. Any Capricorns, let me know down below with a little emoji. Capricorn energy is all about being motherly. It's about wanting to do things for others, right? And as a Capricorn rising, I can definitely agree that sometimes, it's really hard choosing ourselves. So during this full moon on July 13th, July 14th, 2022, Capricorn full moon, you are also going to see a lot of tests around people pleasing. So this is where shadow work and healing is so important. Around this time, this is where you're being tested by the universe if you are going to choose yourself first or are you going to please other people. So people pleasing tends to come from what I like to tap into, the mother wound. What is the mother wound? The mother wound is essentially when we think about our mothers, our grandmothers, the people before us, our ancestors before us, they had a lot of things that they went through as well. And energetically, this might be the first time, or you might be the first person in your generation, in your lineage consciously, that is doing this work. And I know it's hard, it's not easy, but at the same time, we need to recognize with the people pleasing, it's almost like everything that our mother could not do for themselves, the way that they didn't choose themselves, everything from motherhood, balancing between being a mother, being a woman, or being someone who aligned and wants to align with the society expectations of pleasing and showing up. What's a good mother? What's a good wife? What's a good partner? What's a good person at work? You have to be able to support your kid, to work. There's all these things that are pressured, especially from the generation before, when we look at the generation in the time way before the Aquarius season. And that generation is all about giving our power away, right? So if there's ever been a part of your life where you've given your power away, during this Capricorn full moon is an opportunity for you to heal that and to understand that you never gave your power away, but rather it's already with you. The question is are you ready to tap into that and choose yourself? So the people-pleasing wound is just a reminder that we are not here to please everyone but ourselves. And that guilt, that shame, wherever we've learned it, whether we've learned it through watching our moms choose other people before themselves, or whether we were pressured based on our environment, our sibling dynamic, when we were younger with kids in the schoolroom, people pleasing, this is where we really need to heal it. So this Capricorn full moon, I want you to ask yourself as a shadow work prompt, what is one people pleasing area in your life, or do you ever people please? So do you say yes to going out and hanging out with friends when you need to energetically hold space for yourself, right? Where are you giving in to the guilt? And I want to pull a card for this one because I feel like this is a really big lesson, and it's an opportunity for us to let go and dissolve that. So let's see what card we have from our guides for people pleasing. Card fell on the ground. So we have happy. I love this card. And this card is a 2-6. It's such a beautiful card. And it's really simple. We are sitting on our happiness, and when we are people pleasing, we are actually giving away our own inner happiness. We are living a life for other people's happiness. We are living a life for other people's perception. And when people go into a space of judgment, oh, what will people think? How will they receive this? That is our inner chat. That's actually ourselves talking. So it's an illusion that we think that people will judge us. The person that's judging us is ourselves first, and then people follow along in that pattern. So ask yourself, how are you judging yourself when you choose you? What makes you uncomfortable when you're choosing you? So I'm going to read this card. Joy, contentment, and a sense of fulfillment, and feeling that is all as well. When we are fulfilling other people's cup, we are seeking for this void that's within us to be filled. And we think that helping other people will make us feel better. And I see this a lot with the healer wound, the wounded healer wound, because I've been there too. And that is when we want to give everything and support everyone, and we have a hard time creating boundaries. We go above and beyond to support, clients, for example, or creating space or doing readings, or just what are your boundaries and how do you exchange your boundaries to please others? Your desires are effortless. Fulfillment is now. Find and joy in present moments, however it is happening, and be satisfied with things as they are. You're free from the shackles and the longing, able to experience liberation, and comes actually being happy in this moment. You have chosen happiness over yearning it. How much of you have been yearning for something from this void of pleasing others, living for others, allowing people to absorb all of your energy? Now is the time. None of this is because of something outside of yourself. The biggest thing with this Capricorn full moon is you're going to understand that what things are you seeking of happiness outside of yourself, and that is going to be challenged and triggered during this July Capricorn full moon. Your happiness is a result of being the one of the Spirit's plan in your life. All is well. The tide is in now. Enjoy the playful splashingness of it. Be playful with yourself. Don't take life too seriously is another lesson that we see in this Capricorn full moon. But it's also a reminder as well to use your masculine energy within to create discipline and to not allow yourself to give in to other people's needs all the time. Okay? So it's a balance. It's about being happy, being in flow, but also allowing yourself to give discipline when you have to say no. I always say a really great test of boundaries is your body a full no and a full yes. If it's a maybe, there is something that is unaligned in that situation, that relationship, that agreement, that event, whatever it is. The second thing you need to know about this Capricorn full moon on July 13th, July 14th, 2022 is how am I seeking outside of myself for approval? So this goes as the second part of people pleasing. When we seek outside of ourselves for approval, what we're asking is we are afraid of being ourselves and getting to know who we authentically are. So this is something that's so big, and it's a great reminder because I just finished my intensive breathwork in Greece. As I mentioned, I'm in Peru right now. I'm about to go do a hike for 2 days with the condors. And one of the biggest lessons that I'm going to share with you is that a lot of us are fearful, and a lot of us are very, very fearful of our own power. A lot of us want power, but we're scared of our own power, and our own power is equated to our authentic truths, our authentic voice. The most powerful weapon, and I've seen this in this video on this video, can't even speak, YouTube video. Our most powerful weapon within us is our voice and our heart. And with that, we can align our power. So when we're tuning into seeking outside of ourselves for approval, what happens is we allow ourselves to be an open vessel for what we called and what many empaths call energy vampires. During this Capricorn full moon, what we recognize is they stop being energy vampires and they become part of our identity as a way of dependency, as a way of avoiding who we are. So again, this is a really truthful full moon in Capricorn this July. This July full moon is all about how are we seeking outside of ourselves? How are we avoiding our truth? How are we avoiding our self-power? Each one of our souls have chosen this lifetime, this time lapse, this space, this experience the way it is up to this point and continuously the way it will be and continue to be. But how many of us avoid it? So you have to ask yourself, and if you are resonating with this, I want you to sit down with the shadow work prompt and journal, what ways do I seek outside of myself? And a great way to tap into that, and I've been sharing this with my clients this month, is the theme solitude. Solitude is absolute silence. A lot of us rely on meditation and music to bring in clarity in things and to receive messages. But realistically, when we can bring silence in our outer world, we can bring clarity in our inner world. So how much of you are you being distracted by your outer world? And I challenge you for the 3 days before, the day of the full moon, 3 days after, to either invite a social media detox, to invite just really bringing in solitude. If that even looks like maybe even doing a 2-day break with yourself and saying, okay, for 2 days, I'm gonna actually just be in silence with myself and be with my thoughts. Kind of having a Vinasapa, I think it's called Vinasapa, and they do it in yoga, where it's like a retreat where they don't talk, they don't speak, they just be with themselves, and it's very powerful. And it really tests you on solitude of ways that we, reach for things when we're uncomfortable, reach for things when we want to please other people, reach for things when we don't know who we are. So Capricorn is really bringing us to understand our rawness, our liberated version of ourselves. And whether there are two perspectives and experiences with this full moon, where some of you are going to feel this liberation, excitement, and knowing that, wow, I actually feel like myself for the first time. My boundaries are stronger. And maybe for some of you, it's a wake-up call that this is an opportunity to realize that maybe you're not living. Maybe you're just avoiding. Maybe you're not living, maybe you're attaching. Maybe you're not living, maybe you're just pleasing. Maybe you're not living, maybe you're allowing the judgment of the collective to allow you to just fully take charge of your life. A lot of us want freedom, but when we receive it, we avoid it, we create distraction. So this Capricorn full moon is, how are we avoiding this never-ending story? Oh my gosh, perfect card. This just fell out. 37. So 7 is the eternal number of divinity, and 7 is actually a very, very powerful energetic vibration number. 3 is the looking at the angels. So let's read this card because I can't wait to share this one with you. Self-criticism and wounded ego, unnecessary drama. So I'm going to share something that Spirit's sharing here. For some of you, your ego is going to be tested so deeply. And sometimes our ego needs to be hurt a little bit in a way, in a conscious way, in an event, in a trigger, to realize how much our own self-criticism is dictating the way that we want to please other people. Be gentle with yourself. There is a story woven through the imperfect fabric, a life that tells the hurt and loss, rejection, humiliation, self-loathering, arrogance, and all manner of suffering born in unnecessary drama. It is an old story whose refrain is to, I cannot do this, must not be there, should I not say that, least a world of crumbling. The constant rhetoric that's going on in your mind of how much do you have to think, how much are you in your mind. Capricorn full moon is going to pull you out of your mind, and maybe that means that things don't happen the way they're meant to, whether that is you're traveling and maybe the travels don't come out the way they're supposed to. Maybe what happens is you end up having an expectation with a relationship, and you find out that that person's not on the same page, or maybe they have a miscommunication. This is kind of a detour. When I'm tuning into this card, it's saying the never-ending story is the more that we self-criticize and we stay in our mind, the less that we are allowing ourselves to live in our life. And this whole full moon is all about understanding, why are you living? Why are you here? Today, know that none of this is actually true. The sky is not falling. All the things you're worried about aren't real. So this Capricorn full moon is a reminder of how much are you allowing that inner voice to tell you a story that's not actually happening. The voice that you hear is just a small, scared, conditioned part of you that is stuck in a lie, wants to protect you, and needs to be a victim. The victim story comes in. Sometimes we choose to people please because we want people to feel bad for us. Sometimes that's a belief. And sometimes we choose to people please because we feel like we have to be the victim. We have to be in pain. We have to be in emotional pain. You don't have to be that. You can choose to change that right now. And you can also choose for your human to feel that guilt of not saying no to someone, but then also feel that conscious alignment of like, this is right for my energetic being. This is right to say no to my mom, to my sisters, especially with the feminine. This Capricorn full moon is going to really, really test us on the way that females talk to you, or feminine beings talk to you in your life. How did they trigger you? How did you please the feminine so much? How did you please even the masculine? Doesn't matter. Any energy. What ways were you pleasing other people to win their love, to win their money, to win their approval, to avoid the feeling of abandonment, to win their expectation, to win that, oh, you did great, your inner child feels like you accomplished something, and knowing that that is all an illusion to protect a fear of victimhood. So the beautiful thing about this Capricorn full moon is it's an awakening of releasing the protecting of fear of victimhood. You do not have to be wounded anymore. You do not have to be in pain anymore. You do not have to feel exhausted and feel like energy vampires or constantly absorbing your energy. You can say no. You can say yes to you and say no to other things. You have a choice. Capricorn full moon is about understanding what choices do you have in your life to live and to be happy. Right now in this moment, you can choose to be happy. Or you can choose to allow whatever events or whatever things that happen in your day to rule your future. Because what we are now is what allows us to be what we are in the second and the next moment. Distorted guidance is preventing you from being your true self. So again, really understanding, where did that people pleasing originate? Maybe it was your inner child. Maybe it was your first boyfriend, your first girlfriend, your first partner. Maybe it was when you came home and you had B- and your parents wanted you to have a higher mark. Maybe it was the feeling of always being watched when you were playing sports competitively or dancing competitively. Maybe it was the feeling that you had to look a certain way, dress up a certain way, have makeup when you were around your partner. Maybe it was because your parents worked really hard to bring you into this world and they expected you to be a doctor or whatever it is. I'm just naming some random examples. If they're hitting home, let me know in the comments. But again, like I said, this is a space where are you distorting your guidance? Where are you saying certain things in your mind to avoid the authentic self? You are not your story. So many of us hold the victimhood story. Because I went through this trauma, I need everyone to feel bad for me and for myself to feel bad. And life has to be hard. That's a hard medicine to listen to. It wasn't until the day that I decided to not allow my trauma to be my story. You are much more than your trauma. You are much more than your failures. You are much more than your unsuccesses. You are much more of that. And it's okay to say, Shika, I don't know what that is. I only know who I am with all of those failures and pains. That's okay. The first step is being honest with yourself here. But the Capricorn full moon is all about understanding, voicing those fearful parts, seeing them for what they are, being vulnerable, being in that humility, and saying, what do I want to be moving forward? How do I want to be feeling? How happy do I want to hold? And how can I fully embody that? So this is a very beautiful card. I was not expecting to go so deep. Let me know if anything is resonating here, because that was some deep medicine. The third thing you need to know about this Capricorn full moon in July, on July 13th, 14th, 2022, time to step into your self-confidence. Now that we've understood that we've spent this time people-pleasing in these areas of our life, how are you going to be more confident? We're not talking about running a bath and, going to do a nice, like, sensual dance class. We're talking about internally. How can I feel more confident? Maybe feeling more confident means not counting the amount of calories that you need to eat for once and just allowing yourself to enjoy the moment. Maybe feeling more confident is allowing yourself to be in the bathing suit and going to the beach and not being beach ready, but still going. Maybe feeling more confident is allowing yourself to give yourself space to be with yourself and not have to feel like you're constantly having to do something to be busy. Maybe feeling more confident is eye gazing at yourself for 2 minutes and seeing and saying, I see you, I love you, I see you, I love you. And starting that relationship there. Ask yourself for this Capricorn full moon, how can I take small steps to being happier and more confident in the body that was made for my soul and my being and for this human experience? When we can tap into that, there's so much magic that can be created in there. And this brings me to the last part about this Capricorn full moon. What are the values and your priorities? So this Capricorn full moon is really testing us on how much are our values and our priorities that we say are important to us are dictated on the pleasing result. So knowing that life, like we've heard so many times, life is the journey, not the destination. And a lot of us want, for example, a certain amount of money to please our parents, to please society. I saw this saying the other day and I said that, a lot of people think that being wealthy and having certain things in your life makes you happy, but the consciousness of this now generation, the shift that's happening on a collective level, is we're understanding that, wait a minute, happiness can be something very different. I can choose what is happy to me. We've gotten so used to going and scrolling on social media, and this Capricorn full moon is going to be a little bit more sensitive, because maybe you will scroll on social media, you'll notice I'm comparing myself a little bit more from my business, from my relationship, from the fact I'm not pregnant, from all those things, those triggers. That's why I really encourage the social media detox, get in touch with nature during this time. How are you creating this life of what you think people should need? And this brings me to this card that just came out, Take a Nap. I don't even need to read this. This card is all about telling me during this full moon in Capricorn and also the few days after, I would even say during the in between the full moon and the new moon, this is an opportunity to take a nap, take a rest on your expectations in life. Just be more in this moment. When you can take off all of the pressures of the values and the priorities that other people are putting into your mouth, that you think people are putting into your mouth, but really it's what we think people are putting into our mouth, we can have a lot more power in our voice and a lot more power in where we want to go. Let's put out a card for values and priorities for this Capricorn full moon and what we need to know. Let's see. My cards are flipping. Okay, this card is coming out. It came out last time, so it's telling me that this is a collective season. We're in round and round. This card came out twice, so I'm gonna just say this is it. Stop going round and round in the cycles. Values and priorities. This is an opportunity for two groups. Some of you, it's going to be a kick in the butt to prioritize yourself and stop procrastinating on communicating the values, the ways that you feel that you've been serving other people, and you're kind of avoiding, canceling that hangout because you need to work on your energy or hold space for yourself and just stay at home, or saying no to certain things. So some of you need to get priorities straight during this Capricorn full moon and really be better communicators, so then you aren't falling into your guilt and your shame to please other people and the judgment, and going into that cycle round and round and round, okay? So the second part of that round and round is that this is an opportunity for some of you that were consistent in the shadow work and healing and the people pleasing and been consistent. There's going to be a situation where you're going to be tested by universe. So maybe let's give an example. Let's say for some example that Spirit's like, you know what? Let's test you today. I'm going to have your parents call you and ask you to do a huge favor for you. So I want you to think of one favor that your parents maybe asked you or have asked you in the past, and you knew deep in your bones that you didn't want to do it, but for some reason you did it. I want you to ask yourself why you did that, okay? Or maybe it was a teacher, maybe it was a partner, whatever it is. Something, what's the first thing that comes up? Hold that thought, hold that energy, even close your eyes here. And I want you to ask yourself, what was the response of that? And how did that response, was there any other times that you similarly had that same feeling and said yes to it, or maybe responded in that way? This is the awakening of you releasing that cycle. So again, Capricorn is all about releasing people pleasing, prioritizing your boundaries and not procrastinating it, because again, then energy vampires become part of our identity because we bring in that victimhood. Stop making yourselves a victim, because you are worth so much more. So how can we just release ourselves from that? Let's see what the ancestors have to say with the card, and then we're going to do affirmations and close this video. Magic Guardian. Oh, I love this card for us. Magic Guardian, what a powerful card. Magic Guardian is really saying unlock the wisdom within ourselves. So again, the fact that we're people pleasing is the fear of our own power. Remember I talked about that? Capricorn full moon's about how are you scared about your own power here. And I am so excited to read this because I'm just feeling goosebumps thinking of this. Stop looking outside of yourself and recognize that you are an incredible power within. Magic with the K. So the energy of the universe allows you to manifest and create through the direction of your power and your willingness. This is an opportunity, this Capricorn full moon, to create your own happiness, to be your own manifester. The beautiful thing is understanding that we are co-creating with the divine. We're not giving our power away and just calling it and just being like, angels, guardians, please bring me what I want. No, that's not how it works. It's co-creating and meeting. You step, the universe responds. You take that first leap, then they respond. The Magic Guardian is a representation of an angel of magic who helps you direct your will to bring something into creation. She's an angel that swirls into the shamans, around shamans and wise ones who, when calling their energy into magic and to help manifest something that they're healing or supportive in their path. She is an angel and a magic that is directed by the highest good of whoever is working with it. I resonate with this so much. Let me know if you guys resonate with this based on this reading and what's coming in, channeling. You are magic. You are the answer. There is no other answer but you in this space. If you have been searching for an answer or a reason to focus, to recognize that all that you are looking for is already within you, here is your answer. You are a powerful and magical person with capacity to direct your intentions and all of your desires into being, but your power can only be powerful when you own it. Who's owning your power? The people you're pleasing or yourself? You need to start owning your own power. So take time to acknowledge it. Your ability to dedicate yourself to a goal, and with it helps you with a real gift that you are being guided to recognize. I don't even need to say anything, but this card is just all of this combined. I shared a lot of deep medicine, deep triggers in the first bit of the video, and here it's just really showing you that you're making your way through the other side. Come through the other side. The way out is through. And here it's reminding us that at the end of the day, no matter how you're feeling with this Capricorn full moon, whether you're being called to stop procrastinating and get those boundaries and vocalize them and use your voice as your power, or some of you are bringing in this full circle and finding situations and saying, hey, I'm ready. I know how to operate with this feeling, or how to go with the situation, and choosing myself first. Regardless of what it is, all of us, we're understanding that our power is within. And remember, what is our power? Our voice and our heart. Our voice and a heart. So you use those two spaces to activate your energy, and those are the two chakras to really work on during this full moon in Capricorn on July 13th, 14th. Let's end this video with an affirmation, of course. Let's see the affirmation we have here. Adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. I love how there's the blue here for the throat, and then we have the solar plexus, which is also a representation of judgment. So how we see ourselves and how the world sees us. So here it's really saying that the challenges that we are going to receive during this Capricorn full moon is to help us hold that power within, to recognize that power within. So remembering that spirit is never against us, it's always working with us. So really understanding, what is the lesson I can receive through these initiations of releasing this mother wound, releasing this sister wound, releasing this feeling that I have to please other people, and where that talk comes from. Letting go. I don't like to use release, by the way, which I wanted to share this with you guys. Instead of using release, because release is actually releasing. It's not actually letting go. So because I'm all about words and energy, try to use dissolve. It's a better energy. So let's say with this adversity, we're dissolving all that doesn't serve us and allowing ourselves to step into that. So what are you dissolving? So again, if this resonates with you, it will, because it resonates with all of us. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Type that down below. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Use this affirmation throughout the Capricorn full moon. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. It was really fun doing this video and being in the energy here. I'm so excited for my hike tomorrow. Let me know, again, like I mentioned, down below with a little earth emoji if you guys would like me to vlog and share some experiences here. I haven't really shared that here because I usually just do energy updates and shadow work and healing and chakras and angel numbers. But if you are interested in learning about conscious healing from the lands and still talking about spirituality but while traveling, let me know with the earth emoji. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, put notification bells. I'll be posting a meditation healing for you lovely souls, and I post these energy updates every single month and videos every single week for you souls. If you're interested in going deeper into your healing, don't forget to apply for my one-on-one down below. Message me on Instagram if you'd like to communicate with me on that. And retreats, I'm so excited. I'm going to be getting to meet so many of you this year. So if you're interested in joining me on the retreats, I have so many going on. I have one that's happening in Canada, one that's going to be happening in Central America, St. Lucia, which is my lands, my ancestral lands, and I have one that I'm actually here in Peru for, and there's 2 spots available. So if anyone wants to come to Peru in August, from August 7th to 15th, please message me on Instagram. I can hold space for 2 more people in our family, in our soul family. I love you all so much. Happy Capricorn full moon, and I'll talk to you soon.